What is going on, everyone? This is Ninja Geek here, and Modern Warfare is revealed. October 25th is going to be the day that the game comes out, and I am very, very excited for this game and scared at the same time. Actually, a lot more scared than I would have hoped for or would have even thought of. But we're gonna get into that in this video. And yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Been excited for a new Modern Warfare game for years now, and I'm gonna leave some links in the description below because I'm not gonna show anything of like the gameplay or the trailer or images or like that. In this specific video, because I don't know what's copyright and whatnot, so you could see it down there for yourself. Of course, you probably have seen it already, but I'll just leave it down there if you have not. And I also have seen along with this, of course, we know that there's going to be basic things like that. Now, as of the time that I'm making this video, things could change, or a lot of things more could get added, but so far we know that it's going to be cross-play between Xbox One, PS4, and PC, which is a huge advantage, a huge step in the right direction. There's not going to be any more exclusivity deals because there's going to be no more Season Pass, which is absolutely big, probably the biggest thing ever for this Call of Duty game. They've been developing a brand new engine from the ground up for the past 5+ years, and it's being used for this Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And it's going to be like a reimagining of the Modern Warfare franchise, not a continuation like we have thought it was going to be Modern Warfare 4, but it's not going to be like that. It's just going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare with some familiar characters, but in some sort of familiar settings, but and realistic settings as well, because it is a modern game. However, it's going to be very different stories and stuff like that, and I'm very excited for everything about this game so far. We haven't seen any multiplayer or anything like that, and that's what I'm really interested in, but the campaign so far looks great, and I love Call of Duty campaigns. Not really so much over the past couple of years because I feel like they've fallen off, but this one sounds great, and here's the scary part at the same time. Now, I'm also going to leave a link to Drifter's video down below because I feel like it's very important, that one. He basically, what he does is he talks about what he was shown at Infinity Ward during their studio visit, and they got to see some gameplay missions from like one or two of the missions in the campaign that were the Infinity Ward showed them. And I'm not going to talk about in depth. You can watch that video if you want to find out more. But basically, as a general summary, this game is basically going to be, at least the campaign, is going to basically be based around terrorism and acts of terror and fight and all that. And he basically, a quote that I really liked from his video, the way that he put it is, picture no Russian, if you remember that from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, one of the most controversial missions of all time. I never would have thought that they would have done anything remotely like No Russian ever, or anything even beyond that. And Infinity Ward seems to have gone way beyond the No Russian kind of caution tape here, because we are getting acts of violence, terrorism, and to me, coming from a Call of Duty and video game and perspective and stuff like that, and me having played Call of Duty for years and video games for years and stuff like that, of course this sounds like a great setting and much different from the kind of childish Call of Duty games that we've gotten over the past few years. This is more going back to being realistic and gritty, which is great, but at the same time, the news really heavily picked apart No Russian. And not only No Russian, but they picked apart lots of Call of Duty games for causing violence and acts of violence in our real world today. And I could only really see this get worse. I mean, this really scares me. Now, of course, Drifter also talks about how not only is there lots of terrorism themes and stuff going on, like there's a huge terrorist attack on London itself. Of course, women involved, children involved, people disguising up to be like the terrorists, and it all sounds like a great idea for a game, something that we really haven't explored before, especially in just a Call of Duty setting. But at the same time, it's just, I really don't know what to say. I'm lost for words like Drifter is, and the game, he said it looks fantastic, and it's probably the best looking Call of Duty game ever made, and especially that Infinity Ward ever made, but at the same time, this is kind of scary because, like I was saying before, news outlets like CNN, like CNN is probably the biggest news outlet out there right now, and, Clown News Network as we know them as, They're going to obviously cover Call of Duty Modern Warfare in some fashion, because just take a look at all the acts of violence that are happening in our own real world, and it's just, yeah, it's a scary thing to think about when you have this game that sort of, it's pretty much, Drifter said it's very, very realistic, especially with the new game engine that's going to be in there, and it's going to be portraying this terrorist act. And we're having things like that happen in real life, and I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, video games are causing violence and all of that, and movies and music and all that stuff is causing the violence that is happening today in America. I'm absolutely not one of those people. I've actually made multiple videos on this topic on my channel that you can find, where I actually talk about how they're not the cause of that. So I don't think that because this game has terrorists in it, and it's based upon a terrorist theme and all that stuff combined, that it's going to make everyone a terrorist, and that everyone's just going to become violent and this and that. Like, I don't think that at all. I'm just scared because the news outlets are going to heavily down this Call of Duty game, and it's just going to be very, very controversial when it goes out. Drifter says it should be rated AO. It's going to be banned in multiple countries, or he said it most likely will be. Just lots of things like that, and I'm very excited for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. From what we have so far, it sounds good. Crossplay, no season pass. It just sounds like a great Call of Duty game so far, and the DLC apparently is also going to be free as well, like free maps and updates to the multiplayer and whatever comes about it. And also, I think Spec Ops is back because of the way that they kind of worded their new co-op mode. It sounds something similar to Spec Ops, so we're gonna have to see on that. And like I said, this isn't really much of an informational video, as is, because there's gonna be so many things that are releasing. Even at the time that I'm recording this video, there's gonna be things that keep on releasing about the next Call of Duty game that I'm not gonna be able to keep up with it. I just figure I wanted to make this video discussing my thoughts and opinions about Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm glad that it's finally here, coming, and Modern Warfare is back, and I'm excited, and I'm definitely going to be picking up this game. It just has me a little bit worried that hopefully, this thing doesn't be so controversial that it just, maybe that's what they're going for, that they want it to be heavily controversial so that the news outlets cover it. And even if it's bad coverage, we know that coverage in any kind of amount is going to gain some traction. And maybe that's what Call of Duty is going for, maybe that's pretty much what their whole kind of thing is. Now you've got Fortnite taking over Call of Duty for the past year-ish, as one of as the biggest game of all time. When Call of Duty used to be the biggest game, they want to gain as much traction as possible, so that could be possible. But I'm also scared to see what the future is like for this game, because we don't even know. Like, right now, Modern Warfare is rating pending. The ESRB hasn't even rated this yet. We don't even know if they're gonna say, oh yeah, we can't even guys can't put this and that into the game. We don't know if they're gonna have to cut things out or this or that, because it might even be too graphic for their rating system, even at AO. At this point, I'm just kind of rambling on about everything included, and I'm very cautious going forward with what's going to happen with the scene, pretty much outside the gaming scene, what's going to happen with this game. But within video games and within Call of Duty, Modern Warfare sounds like a great game, and the trailer looks absolutely fantastic. Price is going to return, some different characters like that, and I'm glad that they're kind of amplituding and multiplying the story in different ways, and introducing new things that we haven't seen before, but yet bringing back old things like that. I like the reimagining idea. It all sounds like a great idea. Now, if we could just, and all the information that we know about multiplayer so far and about the game itself so far is great that I've just discussed, but once we get some actual gameplay, and once we get some multiplayer gameplay so we can actually see more about this game, that's when I'm going to be looking more forward to it. And the campaign as well, I'm glad we're getting a campaign this year, because Black Ops 4, well, we know it feels lackluster without one, and not having a specific setting. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on this video. I just wanted to talk about Modern Warfare. Leave your thoughts down below. Are you excited for this game, or are you more scared? I mean, it's just really going to go up for debate. I mean, even if you're a gamer, like, sometimes, like, we all have our own opinions, and some people might even think this game is just too much for them. I mean, some people can't handle this much violence, no matter what it is in a movie or a game or whatever the case may be. And, I don't really know, what's going to happen with that. But I am glad that Call of Duty's kind of going back to the gritty, realist feeling that we've been missing out on for years, rather than doing what basically what Infinity Ward did with Infinite Warfare, where every single mission in the campaign was a Space Jackal mission after Space Jackal mission, and it was just a complete... I hated the Infinite Warfare campaign. Now, the story of the Infinite Warfare campaign, yeah, it was pretty good, but the gameplay itself was just garbage, in my opinion, and I feel like it just really wore the game down. But here, we're going back to that realism in Call of Duty, pretty much like how it used to be, especially during the Modern Warfare times, and we are going really realistic here, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Drifter said that this Modern Warfare campaign, it's pretty much like he's pretty much said that it makes No Russian look like a Pixar film. That was one of the quotes that he actually used. I think I said it before, but I don't remember if I said it, but that just, to me, means that it's going to be something huge, and it's just, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I'm just completely shocked is the best word I can used to describe this, that they would even try and attempt to do something like a terrorist attack or this or that, and we don't even know what else is in the rest of the campaign. They were only showed like a mission or two, so we don't even know what else is coming in it, but only time will tell. We're going to be able to see it, and the game is going to come out October 25th, so a little earlier than normal, but that could be a good thing. Of course, they've been working on this engine for the past 5 years, and they've been working on the game for the past 3 years, so I really do have high hopes for this game. Everything coming out, it seems to be a great thing for the game. I mean, I really haven't found anything that's like bad for the game itself so far. So let me know your thoughts down below, what you think about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is Ninja Geek. I'm out, and peace.